In the beautiful expanse of Vanderhoof, British Columbia, a town was shaken to its core by the sudden and mysterious disappearance of one of its own, Madison Scott. With her vibrant spirit, Madison left a distinctive mark on the hearts of those who knew her, and her absence cast a shadow over the small, tight-knit community. Madison vanished without a trace in 2011, leaving her family and friends grappling with unanswered questions and unspoken fears. As they grappled with the grim reality of Madison's fate, the call for justice echoed through the streets, a testament to the unwavering resolve of those who refused to let her memory fade into obscurity. Amidst the darkness, there remains a flicker of hope, a beacon of solidarity and resilience that illuminates the path forward. As the residents of Vanderhoof rallied together to support Madison's family and grieving loved ones, the bonds of community and compassion served as a source of strength in the face of unimaginable loss. With the investigation still ongoing and the possibility of foul play looming large, the road to closure remains fraught with challenges. Let's delve into the unsolved case and see if we can discover what may have happened to Madison Scott on that night in 2011. Welcome back to Fireside Unsolved, Episode 74, The Unsolved Murder of Madison Scott. On April 29, 1991, a young woman named Madison Scott entered the world to parents Eldon and Dawn Scott. Madison wasn't just another face in the crowd. She was the heartbeat of her family, with two siblings, Ben and Georgia, who shared her every laugh and every tear. She was more than just a small-town girl. She was a thrill-seeker, finding peace and solace in the adrenaline rush of dirt biking, the grace of figure skating, and the freedom of horseback riding. But her passions didn't end there. She embraced the camaraderie of team sports and cherished the moments spent with her closest friends. Madison also found herself drawn into the rugged world of the logging industry, working side by side with her father as an apprentice heavy-duty mechanic. It was a role that defied stereotypes, where grease-stained coveralls were as familiar to her as makeup, embodying a duality that mirrored the complexity of her character. Against the backdrop of Vanderhoof, a small town of approximately 4,300 people, where everyone knew everyone else's business, she walked the halls of Nechako Valley High School, graduating in 2009. Described as a vibrant soul with an infectious energy, Madison Scott lit up any room she entered. Her vivacious, fun-loving spirit radiated through every smile, every laugh, every spontaneous adventure she was a part of. We jump to May of 2011 as twilight settled over the rugged landscape of Vanderhoof, British Columbia. On the evening of May 27, 2011, Madison Scott, a vibrant 20-year-old at this time, set out on a journey to Hogsback Lake. Behind the wheel of her trusty white 1990 Ford F-150 pickup truck, she navigated the winding roads with her best friend Geordie Bolduc by her side, their laughter echoing through the night as they headed towards a friend's birthday celebration. At approximately 8 p.m., Madison and Geordie arrived at Hogsback Lake and proceeded to gather firewood until around 8:30 p.m. At 8:30, realizing she didn't bring a big enough tent, Madison left the lake and returned to her home to pick up a larger one. She briefly spoke with her mother while she was home, and by 9:30 p.m. Madison was back at the lake. She set her tent up until about 10 p.m., and then she joined her friends at the party. Around 11 p.m., Madison and her father exchanged texts to say everything was going well. However, as the night wore on at the birthday party, tensions simmered beneath the surface until they erupted into a violent altercation around midnight. In the chaos that ensued, Geordie found herself injured, prompting her to hastily depart the party with her boyfriend. Despite Geordie's pleas for Madison to leave with them, she steadfastly chose to remain at the party and the campsite. At approximately 1:40 a.m., some other friends from the party decided to head home and asked Madison if she wanted to leave with them. But again, Madison declined. The last of the friends left the party at approximately 3 a.m., and this was also the last reported sighting of Madison. It wasn't until the following morning that Geordie and her boyfriend returned to the lake so she could gather her tent and belongings from the night before. When they arrived, Madison's tent was still there. However, it stood empty, her belongings scattered haphazardly to the side of the tent. Yet there was no sign of Madison herself, but Geordie and her boyfriend gathered her things and left, thinking she had gone for a walk or possibly swimming in the lake. As the sun dipped below the horizon on that night, May 28, 2011, Hogsback Lake was the location of another, even larger gathering, with approximately 150 people descending upon its shores. During the party that carried on into the early hours of the morning, Madison's tent was somehow flattened, a testament to the rowdiness that had engulfed the campsite. Though an individual linked to the damage was later identified and questioned by Royal Canadian Mounted Police, details regarding his motives remain confidential, leaving unanswered questions lingering in the air. As the hours stretched into a full day and night without hearing from their daughter, Madison's silence spoke volumes to her parents, and it was a stark departure from her usual communication. With each unanswered call and unanswered message, dread settled over her loved ones like a suffocating blanket, their worst fears slowly materializing before their eyes. As the dawn broke on May 29, 2011, Madison's parents arrived at Hogsback Lake, their hearts heavy with concern for their daughter. At the lake, they would find Madison's collapsed tent and locked pickup truck still parked. With a sense of urgency, they reached out to Royal Canadian Mounted Police, their voices trembling as they uttered the words that would forever alter the course of their lives. Our daughter is missing. And so, the investigation into Madison's disappearance officially began. A race against time to unravel the tangled web of clues and uncover the truth. Despite the absence of physical evidence suggesting any kind of struggle, the eerie silence surrounding Madison's disappearance only deepened the mystery. As investigators combed through the sparse clues left behind, they found themselves grappling with the unsettling truth. Madison had vanished without a trace, leaving behind only whispers of what had transpired on that fateful night. Among the belongings missing from the scene were two critical items of Madison's: her beloved iPhone 4, adorned with a light blue case, and a jangling bundle of keys, including the unmistakable Ford pickup truck key, dangling from a Gothic-style lanyard. These seemingly mundane possessions took on a newfound significance, serving as the only tangible items connecting Madison to the mystery of her disappearance. In the wake of Madison's disappearance, the peaceful shores of Hogsback Lake transformed into a frenzied hive of activity, as search teams descended upon the area with unwavering determination. With the precision of a well-oiled machine, search efforts spanned every conceivable vantage point, from foot patrols and quad expeditions to horseback excursions and aerial reconnaissance. The relentless hum of helicopters filled the air, their forward-looking infrared cameras scouring the landscape for any sign of life amidst the unforgiving terrain. Cadaver dogs sniffed tirelessly, divers plunged into the icy depths, but the search extended far beyond the confines of Hogsback Lake, stretching across a vast expanse of rugged wilderness encompassing thousands of square kilometers. From Isle Pierre to Fraser Lake, and from Fort St. James to the shadowy depths of Sincut Mountain, no stone was left unturned in the search for Madison. As time continued to pass, hope flickered like a dying flame in the face of overwhelming uncertainty. Yet, amidst the despair, the resilient spirit of the search teams burned bright. Madison Scott's loved ones refused to give up looking for her, turning to every available avenue in their desperate search for truth. Across the sprawling expanse of Vanderhoof and beyond, billboards stood tall, their messages a haunting reminder of a life abruptly halted. With unwavering resolve, family and friends mobilized, their voices echoing through the corridors of media and beyond. From heartfelt pleas plastered on signs to impassioned interviews broadcasted to the masses, they left no stone unturned in their tireless crusade for justice. As the investigation into Madison Scott's disappearance continued, theories swirled like whispers in the wind, each one offering a glimpse into the infinite possibilities surrounding her vanishing. Among them, some speculated on connections to the haunting Highway of Tears and the tragic plight of missing and murdered Indigenous women along the roadway. Another theory cast a spotlight on the figure of Fribbjørn Bjørnson, a troubled soul with a history stained by addiction. Whispers of social ties between Madison and Bjørnson spread, and the specter of suspicion loomed large, prompting exhaustive investigations into his potential involvement. However, it revealed no substantial links between either case, leaving the truth uncertain. As the years stretched on, the echoes of Madison's voice grew fainter, lost amidst the cacophony of unanswered questions. The long-awaited discovery of Madison Scott's remains on May 29, 2023, marked a bittersweet moment in the ongoing saga of her disappearance. After 12 agonizing years of uncertainty, the relentless pursuit of truth had finally yielded a grim revelation. On a rural property on the east side of Vanderhoof, the RCMP officers meticulously combed through the scene, and the weight of the case hung heavy in the air. With the confirmation of Madison's identity by the British Columbia Coroner Service, the finality of her fate sent ripples through the hearts of those who had clung to hope Madison was still alive, even through the darkest of nights. As Royal Canadian Mounted Police Corporal Madonna Saunderson affirmed, the possibility of foul play had not been ruled out. Though no arrests have been made, they remain determined to bring closure to Madison's grieving loved ones. As Corporal Saunderson reiterated, the search for answers continues, and each piece of information serves as a potential key to unlocking the truth. With the police's tip line open to receive any leads, the call for assistance echoes through the community and beyond, a rallying cry for justice in Madison Scott's name. Anyone with information is encouraged to call the RCMP Police's tip line at 778-290-5291 or 877-543-4822. Madison Scott's distinctive features, including her vibrant green eyes, natural red hair, and array of piercings, painted a vivid portrait of a young woman who left a definite mark on those who knew her. Her wrist tattooed with the delicate image of a bird, a symbol of freedom and resilience, spoke volumes about her spirit and strength. As the sun sets over Vanderhoof, a sense of calm descends upon the community, tempered by the knowledge that Madison's journey back home, where she belongs, has reached its somber conclusion. Though her physical presence may have faded, her spirit lives on in the hearts of those who loved her. And so, until Madison's murderer has been put behind bars, the journey towards healing unfolds, letting us remember Madison's vibrant spirit and the impact she made on the world around her. We hope that her memory can be a guiding light in the darkest of times, inspiring us all to cherish each moment and hold on to hope, even in the face of tragedy.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Fireside Unsolved. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to help the channel grow. Until next time, take it easy and be easy, you filthy bastards.